guys. Happy Monday again. Good seeing everybody in class today. We're almost there. We're making it 2 more weeks of this. Anyways, I know we have a big assignment coming up having to do with PowerPoint. So I'm very thankful for our professor to bring this to our attention because it's not something that we talk about or you're taught in school of exactly how to present a PowerPoint. So thank you, John Phillips, for taking your time and researching and being able to construct this PowerPoint because it's kind of basic points that most people don't think about. And I think the title goes perfectly with this, Death by a PowerPoint. I have personally been in classes before where I'm like, oh great, it is too much on the screen, I can't concentrate, or I'm taking notes, I'm trying to take notes, and the professor or whoever's presenting is talking, and I'm trying to take notes. It does not work. It goes in one way, out the other, and I constantly have to go back at my notes. I'm sure most of you have been there before. And some of the criteria that he was expressing, and I think he did a little word thing at the end, like the power of one, how, limiting, focusing on what your subject is and just focusing on one thing, having that contrast, so brightening up as you're speaking so it's not all bolded or all like highlighted at the same time, but you're bringing the contrast into it. The size is definitely one thing that you can always play with because screens are bigger. They're always going to be much bigger, so what size are you going to try to incorporate something, right? You're like, what is your focus? Are you focusing in on a word? Are you focusing on a picture? Or how you're going to use that as a visual aid? Definitely sentences, like I mentioned earlier. I've been in classes where you're just reading right off the screen and listening to the presenter, and then it kind of like clashes all the time, so you really can't even understand. You get lost because there's just too much information. Another thing that I struggle with, I used to wear glasses, so I would always get that glare. Having a dark background definitely always helped because it's easier on the eyes, and if you're sitting in the back of the class, in the front of class, it always helps, and I think it just adds a little bit more depth of personality to a PowerPoint. So I will definitely be using the dark background. I like that. And going back to our attention span as humans, there's just so much that you can absorb at one time, and when it's less, we're able to like capture it more faster. So the magic number is 6. So bringing down our items or our list back down so we're not overwhelmed with that, and we can kind of go based on that. One thing he did say is that the PowerPoint isn't a presentation, it's a visual aid. So that being said, I think that's what I'm going to move forward and try to do, even though it seems like a lot more work to do more slides. But in reality, if you're trying to get something through it, if you're trying to teach something, then the best way is just to limit the content on the slides and just extend the slides. So I think that's something I learned, and I'm kind of curious to see everybody else's presentation after this because I think I'm going to take a lot of note on this going forward. All right, I'll speak to you guys soon. Have a good week.